Hello, Bill Hernandez speaking.
Hey, Bill, it's Michael Carbonaro.
Hey, Michael, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very, very well. First off, I got to say it's an honor and a pleasure to be speaking with you today. I'm a big fan of the Carbonaro effect and watch it religiously. And I think it's just a great program for entertainment and those that are curious about about magic and the origins of it and things like that. I just think it's a refreshing show that's on TV right now, and it's been a long time coming.
Thank you so much. That's the coolest thing to hear. Thanks.
I want to know, like, at what point in your life did you first become interested in magic?
Yeah, I think magic really, it's weird, kids that get interested in magic and with so many other, talents and specialty arts, sometimes you question, is it, just somehow genetic, or not even genetic, but, is it in you, in your soul somehow? My first way into it, my real first passion was through special effects in the movies. I loved special effects, all the cool, things that would happen in, watching E.T. and seeing things that, monster movies, I got very interested in horror right out the bat, too. I loved the Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I loved all of the bloody monsters and things in movies like Creepshow, and I started really learning how to become a makeup artist. My first magic book was really a book on special effects makeup by makeup artist Tom Savini, and I used to just read that thing over and over and over again, and I would buy makeup and special effects supplies at a magic shop that was in my town, and it's really interesting that when I look at the overall arch of what I've become as an entertainer, stage magician. I also am a special effects artist, and I am a television, an actor. All of those things in their own way sort of fall under the umbrella of illusion. And you can, an actor is a magician.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? And a special effects artist is a magician. And what's so funny to me is that, then there's not many of them around anymore. Kids don't get to see magic shops as much because, the brick and mortar shops are all leaving for internet shops. But, a magic shop would sell makeup, monster masks, magic tricks, pranks, gags, jokes. It's all of those things are all illusions, and in their own right. So my first work, I used to buy makeup, and then I started buying magic tricks, and I found I loved performing. And I was like, wow, and I kind of found my love of performing through magic tricks.
Now, you're talking about the brick and mortar stores, of course. They are disappearing. I remember going, like in Long Island, when I lived up there in New York, you would go to, the little flea markets and stuff like that.
Wait, you lived in Long Island?
Yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I'm from Islip, Suffolk County.
Oh, stop it. I'm from Oakdale.
Oh, wow.
I used to go to Hicksville. I went to the Hicksville Magic Shop.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
That was my search. I went there as many times as my mom would drive me. That was the place. Oh, my gosh. I learned everything there. All about makeup and monsters and magic and special effects and theater illusions.
Do you know if they're still in business?
They're not.
See, it's like you're saying,
They survived a while. They really did. They survived a long while. But no, they're not.
Yeah, but as you were saying, the brick and mortar stores are actually disappearing for Amazon and all these other different online shopping. But I remember going into a flea market or whatever and seeing this booth of magic tricks. And the best part about it that you're not going to get from the internet, unless you go to a YouTube video and they show you how to do the little sleight of hand and this and that, is that you would ask the guy at the counter, wow, what is this trick? What does it do? And he would do it for you.
Exactly.
And you were blown away. And then he would show you how the trick was done, which was even more mind-blowing for me, that someone could actually create this in their mind, manufacture a product, and it would work. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
And it was such a good selling point because, all right, I'll take that one. Now, what does this one do? I would walk out of there with a bag full of stuff, and I would be entertained for weeks, just trying to learn this.
And it's really interesting too talking about, because it's funny because obviously I'm bringing a live show to Fort Lauderdale, and like what you're saying about, because people know me from television and watching me on television, and now they get to see me live. But the same thing you're saying with like learning magic, there is a difference. I mean, you can see tricks performed and you can see how they're explained, but boy, there's a difference between staring at your computer screen watching a trick and, like you said, being in that flea market and seeing that little silver rod start to levitate right in front of your own real eyes.
Yeah,
it's a different experience. So I'm so excited to. Really, I love performing live more than anything else. It's what I've done my whole life, and I put myself through NYU by going to perform magic shows on Long Island. Literally, I paid my way through college with like doing birthday parties and company picnics and corporate events and bar mitzvahs and christenings, and I just really shaped myself as an entertainer by constantly being in front of an audience that was consisting of all ages. And by no means a kiddie show, and I think that's the same with the Carbonaro effect. It's not like it's a kids show that you watch with your kids. That it's a show that really hits people on so many different levels. That like kids enjoy it for one way, adults enjoy it, and the crowds that are coming to these shows are such an awesome energy to see them live. These fans, anywhere from families to having like young couples and having like, an elderly couple who are celebrating their, 60th wedding anniversary or something like that. I have such a vast variety of people who enjoy the show. And that's it's my favorite audience to perform in front of.
I think one of the things about your show as well, at least for me, is I try to sit there and look at what you're doing and try to figure out how it's being done. And there's just no way. I mean, it's just amazing what you do. And one of the questions I had for you is that I've never seen any of the tricks or illusions that you do on your show. Now, are a lot of your tricks like original, like created by you specifically?
Most of them are, riffs. Like the ones on the show, I have a team of magicians, me and 5 buddies that I literally met when I was a kid at Cannon's Magic Camp, which also started on Long Island. And, these guys, it's an amazing camp, by the way. It's still running. It's every summer I try and get down there and be a counselor or just meet. It's so cool. It's like they get like 120 kids, a week-long camp, sleepover. You learned magic for breakfast, lunch. You just magic. It was crazy. But I met, like-minded goofballs who were interested in the same kind of like pranks and weird gags and stuff. So these guys and I will sit and we'll take tricks that already exist and see if we could revamp them.
Yeah.
We'll come up with an idea of something that we want to do and figure out a new method or apply a method from a different trick that might work for the same thing. I don't know how familiar you are with magic, but it was the one I was actually describing, that little silver rod that levitates called the Wonder Bar. Have you ever seen that? Yeah,
I believe I have.
Yeah, the Wonder Bar is kind of like we ended up adapting that in one of the Carbonaro effect tricks to at an Army and Navy store where it looked like there were these astronaut sort of space snacks that when I opened up the little foil package.
Yes, I seen that.
Yeah, the cheese doodle levitated out and levitated up into my mouth to eat it. And that was just a riff on the floating bar trick.
Amazing.
And on one hand, it's like a levitating silver bar is a lot more amazing, but so what? Like a floating white little cheese doodle is still just as cool.
Oh, absolutely.
So we'll just it can really come from anywhere, and a lot of them are really unique and original, and the same within my live show. There's a lot. You learn. The fans get to see kind of like meet Michael the entertainer, the showman, the host, the MC. Because they're used to me just playing, just like an ordinary person here and there. So they definitely get to meet Michael the magician, which is really exciting. But I definitely still lead them down paths and then swipe the rug out from under them, very similar to the Carbonaro effect. Where
nice.
People, at the live show, will still be like, wait, was that supposed to happen? How did that just happen? Was that a mistake? Did he fix it? And they're definitely pranked. And I have in my show, I've got twists on classic tricks anywhere from the corner store newspaper. I have a version of that down to things that they've seen on the Carbonaro effect, like the liquor light with a bowling ball coming from the box.
Yeah.
Or the appearing fish. So I have lots of it's a whole variety of stuff, and I end the show with a really nutty act, something that I got to perform all over the world. I do this really bizarre silent act with shaving cream. This takes me right back to being a kid and loving monsters. I actually cover my face with shaving cream and sculpt my face into different creatures and morph from one character to another. It's like almost a Marcel Marceau sort of performance art piece. And that's what closes the show. And man, the crowds, they're like, whoa, this guy's nuts. It's really fun.
That sounds amazing. I've never seen you live before, so we're really looking forward to seeing you. And sounds like a blast. Now, of course, you're on the True TV network, and I've seen you on
Netflix also. We just got ours at Netflix too.
No way.
They released season 1, and I think they're gonna kind of do a platform release where they're gonna release a season a year on Netflix. Which, man, lucky me, that's really great. It kind of like people who only know me from Netflix will now like sort of take that whole ride again as the shows get released and see new episodes. So that and keep the. I mean, I'm telling you, what's really amazing is having a television show so that people will come and see me live. That's really how it works.
Now, I've seen you on a couple of episodes of Impractical Jokers, which seems logical, being that you guys are both on the same network.
Oh, right. Actually, you know what? I'd like to do that. I haven't been on their show yet. You're talking about actually they came on my show and we did a couple of
Oh, they were on yours. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually was just talking to Murr about that. Like, I saw him at a True TV party, and I'm like, you guys got to get me on your show and, like, let me go through your little ride. I'd love to do that.
I think that is a really, really great collaboration because, and the funny thing is, too, is that you're hilariously funny. I mean, have you ever done stand-up or maybe even thought about doing that?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I love doing stand-up. I would love to, totally. I mean... yeah, definitely. You got it right. Nailed it.
You're just an all-around entertainer, man.
Thanks, dude.
We just got to put some roller skates on you now.
I know, right? Some roller skates, a couple of hula hoops, juggle some fire.
Yeah. Now, with the huge popularity of the Carbonaro effect, are you concerned? And this is a question I'm going to ask the Impractical Jokers too, and I'm sure you've heard it. Are you concerned that there will come a time when people will just so instantly recognize you that it's going to prevent you from doing your show sort of anonymously?
Well, I think everything really worked out well. Being I think if I had my show on NBC, for example, I would have only gotten one season because it would have been so popular and so on everybody's television that I would have been able to do as many as I did. When I first started, and it was like I got this, I shot a TV pilot, and they wanted to pick it up. Literally, I thought to myself, all right, I bet if I put my mind to it, I could make 10 really great hidden camera magic episodes of TV, and then I'll do another project, maybe a horror movie, maybe act more in television, maybe do more stand-up.
Sure.
So then all of a sudden, cut to it's 5 years later, and we have 100 episodes under our belt so far. And so I am already so excited and beyond thrilled with how much more came out of what I never knew was going to be. So I feel like it has a natural progression. I was very lucky to be on True TV that I've been able to make that many. It's very fun to put on the disguises and still pull it off. And right now we're still pulling it off. But if I walked out of my house and every single person knew who I was, I'd say, great, everybody come see my live show then.
Exactly. Yeah, so you have that to go with.
Or I'll do a variety magic show on TV, or just I would be looking forward to the next project. I have no this isn't like I want to do this for the rest of my life, this same gag. But but no, so I feel very lucky that it's kind of worked the way it has. I mean, 100 episodes. If someone told me at the beginning you're going to sign this contract and you're going to make 100, they need you to make 100 episodes, I would be like, never, no way, I can't do it, can't be done.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to use my magic psychic powers because I kind of have a feeling that there might be a Vegas residency in your future. That would be great.
Yeah.
I think so.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Totally. That kind of a thing. And also, some other projects I've always, I love, and even the Carbonaro effect gets into the world of creepy, and some of our sketches are scary and go into like voodoo world, or the weird dude turning from a bird into a raven man.
Yeah.
keep going right back to, like I said, my love of like creep show and scary movies. So I definitely want to work on a horror project and something a little more for adults next to that can be even scarier. So I could see that happening too.
Long Island needs every Halloween a Michael Carbonaro haunted house.
Oh, see, there you go.
There you go. There's so much you can do with what you do. I tell you, it's amazing. You're going to be busy for the rest of your life.
Oh, thanks, man. Hey, so are you coming to the show?
Yeah, I'm going to come to the show, and we're going to check it out. We're going to write about it and everything. So I really
You talked to Matt, right, to hook up the interview?
Yes.
Okay. Was it Matt or was it?
Oh, was it Matt? Matt just called me. I think it was someone else who told me there were no media comps left, so we're just going to buy our way in. So we're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me get. I'm going to have Matt give you a ring, and we'll see if. Do you have your tickets yet?
Not yet. No.
Okay, I'm going to see if he can hook you up with tickets, but if he can't, like you said, if there aren't any media comps left, I'll definitely make sure he can, if you buy your own tickets, I want to meet you after, so we'll hook you up with some backstage passes for sure.
That sounds fantastic, Michael. Wonderful.
All right. Hey, Bill, that's awesome. Thank you so much for the time.
All right, it's glad to have some Long Island class on the phone, and I thank you for your time, and we'll see you soon.
All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy.